Already. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, you beautiful motherfuckers. So, in today's lecture, we are essentially going to be covering how we as traders can spot and identify when to pattern trade and when to not pattern trade. The whole idea of this lecture specifically is to better your understanding and knowledge about the marketplace, technical wise, right? Because I have been really covering a lot about day trading and my trade specifically, but I kind of want to focus content specifically on how to actually better you guys as traders, right? So specifically how we can stop pattern trading. The first thing we need to identify is high/low probability conditions, right? So that has a lot of effect into news days, days of the week, right? Some specific days, whether the fact of news or not, are lower and higher probable, right? So we need to identify what day of the week are we in, what's the news and the catalytic events specifically that are happening today, right? I'm going to save that for another video. I teach that on my Discord, but I'm not going to get into too much in depth about what's high/low probability days. But the biggest thing is, obviously, if you're advanced enough, you kind of already know what's high and low probability days and what to anticipate for those days. If you don't, that's for another video that I will drop. But specifically, right, we need to identify, right, why do certain fair value gaps work and why do certain not work, right? And this is probably the number one specific most pattern traded technical or PD array specifically I see, and I see the most repetitive mistakes specifically with this PD array, right? So we need to identify one thing and one thing only, right? Where's the drawn liquidity? The number one thing that we need to identify, right? Once we have identified the draw on liquidity, we then want to further our narrative specifically on the draw of liquidity, right? So for example, if we have came and swept a high, right, our bias is now what? Bearish. So from there, we would look for a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, also known as a bearish fair value gap. So for example, if we swept the bearish drawn liquidity, we would be looking for, right, a bearish sell side imbalance, or also known as bearish fair value gap. And then from there, further our entry specifically on the opposite draw on liquidity, right? So if I was in sells, this is the exact model that I would specifically use to enter sells, right? Price comes up, drives up higher, we sweep the draw on liquidity. We now have the narrative specifically that we want to see sells occur, right? So I'll go into a little bit of examples specifically I'll go into more examples specifically on why some fair value gaps work and why some don't, right? The one thing I'll tell you guys is time of the day matters so much. There's specific times of the day where the algorithm and the market spools to specific locations. Now, that is something that I will never cover publicly. That is something that I only cover in my Discord because it's the biggest pie and the biggest piece of the puzzle, and that is time of the day, right? And that is the ultimate guide, right? And I want to say 99% of traders trade without time, right? They don't have context of time of the day, right? What time of the day is it? Is it high probability/low probability based on the catalytic news events? And then on top of that, what day of the week it is added with time, right? What quarter are we in? It goes into even quarters. It goes into years, right? Call me a conspiracist, call me whatever you want. There are certain times of the day that spools the algorithm to high and low probability trade ideas, right? And specifically spools the algorithm or price to highs and lows based on those times. I'm not going to cover that in depth on this YouTube because that's only for my Discord members, and I'm actually thinking of shutting down my Discord because guys, I'm greedy. I'm sorry. I'm a greedy person. When something really works for me, I don't want to just blast it on YouTube because that's not who I am, right? I like gatekeeping stuff and keeping it for a smaller audience specifically. Anyways, let's jump back into the lecture. So in this case scenario, right, price comes up, we see the drawn liquidity get met. We then see what, right? A change in state of delivery, right? So let's say, for example, let me better and make it a little bit more advanced. But let's say price does this, right? We come down, we then come up to this drawn liquidity. Once we've swept it, we want to see the specific manipulation that occurs at that drawn liquidity, right? Because there's multiple types of manipulation that essentially allows us to see the characteristics of price, right? there's a bunch of different types of manipulations, and specifically the characteristics of those manipulations allows us to understand what price is doing at that key level, right? It paints a narrative, and the one key thing that I will tell every single person is, as a trader, right? As a trader and as a day trader, we specifically are scientists, and we create a hypothesis based on what we see. And what I'm telling you now, nothing is random in price. Everything has a reasoning behind why certain candlesticks form and why certain candlesticks and candle bodies do specific things. And based off of those things, we can identify a hypothesis of what price wants to do. A lot of you guys have been questioning, how is this guy able to catch 1 to 20, 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio? How is he green for this many times? Why doesn't he show losses? I have not had a losing day in the last 50 trading days. It's a little bit more now, but a couple like 50, 53, 54. And I'm telling you now, the only way that I've gotten this accurate was by identifying what price is doing at key levels and the reasoning behind it, right? Majority of you guys, right? We'll go into some live examples actually. Majority of you guys, let's take like a normal trading hour. On the 1 minute, pull up a chart. Let's go to 12 o'clock today. Why doesn't this huge sell side imbalance work? Why doesn't it pan out, right? Because we look at this and we look at the sell side imbalance, and I want to say so many traders will take a short here with no context about what's happening in price, and they'll say, okay, I'm going to enter short here on the sell side imbalance. I'm going to be targeting this draw on liquidity. Well, why doesn't this work? One, time of the day. We're outside of the permitted time to be trading. Two, there's no context of structure in the marketplace. We have no idea of what price is doing. We have no idea if the draw on liquidity has been met yet. We don't have no idea of the higher time frame narrative. We are so lost. And I'm telling you guys right now, you are all lost as individuals because of the fact that you failed to recognize probable conditions of the draw on liquidity, the form of manipulation, what type of form of manipulation did we do, what type of sweep and draw on liquidity did we sweep, right? Did we sweep an internal low? Did we sweep an external low, right? What time of the day is it? What are the key signatures we've seen at that draw on liquidity getting met, right? These are all things that you need to take into account. The problem is you are just looking at a draw on liquidity. You're like, oh, okay, we got swept. We swept a draw on liquidity. Now it's time to enter long because we swept a draw on liquidity. That's not how price works, guys. Unfortunately, that is not how price works, right? Because I can go on a 5-minute time frame, and you can map out all the different draws on liquidity. This one, right? Okay, we see shorts here, right? But why didn't it play to the further draw on liquidity here, right? Why didn't price play out here? First off, time of the day is important. Second off, if we are playing an internal high, we have to target an internal low. We enter short here. This is the first internal low. We have to target that internal low. We cannot target internal to external. And I even tell my Discord members, if you are looking for an external high, specifically, target an internal low. If you're going short on an external high, target an internal low. Because of the fact price majority of the times will meet that internal low, but we won't actually meet that external low. And the reason why that is because of market conditions, the key algorithmic signatures we look for in the marketplace, and time of the day. There's so many characteristics that you guys are failing to recognize repetitively in the market. And this is the ultimate reason why you are failing. It's not because of your strategy. It's not because of X, Y, and Z. It's not because of your psychology. You are failing to recognize your key characteristics that appear in the marketplace every single day of the week. I am telling you, there are models out there with such high accuracy where your psychology and your X, Y, and Z thing don't really play it into factor specifically with those things, right? There are people with extreme knowledge about the marketplace. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, right? You guys can call me a conspiracist. You guys can call me whatever you want. At the end of the day, I still make a very good money out of trading. So whether my teachings are correct or incorrect, it still makes me a lot of money, which at the end of the day, the outcome only matters. The outcome only matters. Is he right or is he wrong? How do we base that on trading? Does he make money or does he not make money? You can go to my page. I make a lot of money off trading, so I hope you understand where I'm coming from here, right? Time of the day, specifically, there's certain times of the day where the market spools to specific highs and lows based off the form of manipulation that occurs at those highs and lows, based on internal or external draws on liquidity, and based off of PD arrays. What type of PD array? You guys are just looking endlessly at PD arrays. You're like, oh, okay, this fair value gap should play out. Why didn't any of these, right? We swept the draw on liquidity. Why didn't any of these sell-side imbalances work, right? Some of you guys pattern trade inverse fair value gaps. Why didn't this inverse fair value gap work out? Time of the day, draw on liquidity, narrative, key algorithmic signatures. All of these things are important to identify and state specifically, right? You guys notice, if you guys watch me consistently, every time I'm in a trade and I'll talk, I'll be like, oh, but sell side imbalance or bearish fair value gap, let's go short here. And then I'll be in a long, like kind of joking around. And the reason why that is because you are lacking context about the marketplace. You are lacking so much information. When you think you've made it with basic ICT 2022 model, you, my friend, are just at the tip of the iceberg. There are so much more, there's so much more information specifically after that, to the exact tick, the literal exact tick. So specifically, how do I stop pattern trading, right? Because majority of these guys, they preach talking, right? They preach talking about, oh, well, you're doing this wrong, but how do we stop doing it? What is the exact blueprint of stopping pattern trading? The way that we stop pattern trading is by identifying the higher time frame drawn liquidity, first and foremost, the narrative in which price wants to reverse and continue, right? Where are we most likely to reverse or continue? There's key algorithmic signatures that allows us to understand if we want to reverse or continue. On top of that, time of the day. What time of the day is it? I'm talking about to the exact minute. There are minutes of the day that spool the algorithm to specific locations that are higher probable or lower probable. Call me a conspiracist all you want. At the end of the day, I have won every single day and published it on YouTube for the last 50 odd days. You guys can go to my YouTube, check all my YouTube. When I was trading, I'm on a live account with Tradeovate now, but when I was trading funded accounts, I was showing my full withdrawals, 2K here, 1,500 here, and I'm talking about back-to-back days. Back-to-back days I was showing withdrawals. Believe me or not, the choice is yours. All I am telling you is look for accuracy. Stop trying to focus. And I think the number one thing people focus on is price. When it's time, then price. Time, then price. Now, like I mentioned, I'm not going to cover that here. And there's a reason for that. I'm not trying to oversaturate this. Because if I really talked about what I know, in my Discord, for example, publicly, I would literally be at, I don't even know, probably like 10, 20, 30, 40,000 subs. Because no one teaches the shit that I teach. Not a single person. I can sit here and say, and I'm proud to say this, not a single person teaches what I teach in my Discord. And the amount of progression my Discord members are seeing is like no other. I will have the best Discord membership or mentorship specifically because of the reason of the way that I teach, the discipline that I teach specifically, and the habits that I teach to follow outside of trading. A lot of you guys have been showing constant love on my YouTube. A lot of you guys are saying, dude, you are changing me actively. You made me start going to the gym. You think the shit that I post on YouTube is crazy? Hey, friend, you are missing out so much. But anyways, I want to leave you guys off with like a key blueprint of things to look for, right? That you can actively look for. So what I'm going to do is write this down. You guys want to take notes on this? You guys don't want to? Choice is yours. Number one, and this is the key checklist that I look for, if you want to call it that. The key checklist that I look for every day. Narrative. Where did we come from? Where do we want to go? To time. Time is the most important over everything. There's a reason why Asia is lower probability than the New York AM. And there's more in-depth reasoning on what times of the day spool to specific locations around the marketplace. Time. Number 3. What form of manipulation did we have at the draw on liquidity? Because that's important. There's many forms of manipulation. There's SMT, there's total soups, there's internal liquidity sweeps, there's external liquidities. There's so many different forms of manipulation, and each one of it, and each form of manipulation tells you the story and the narrative specifically on what price wants to do, when it wants to do it, and at what time it wants to do it. Specifically, just seeing the form of manipulation that occurs, right? So number 1, narrative, where did we come from? Where do we want to go? Time. Most important. Number 3, what form of manipulation do we have at the draw on liquidity, right? There's countless amounts of forms of manipulations. Now, the key thing that we need to look for is what form of manipulation did we have at the draw on liquidity, right? Number 4, did we have a change? Did we have a form of change in state of delivery or market structure shift? Number 5, where are the key internal / external lows, and what time did they form at? What time did those internal / external lows form at? Was it a previous day lower high? Was it a previous week lower high? Was it a previous month lower high? Was it a previous year lower high? These are all things you guys are not taking into account that ultimately further your overall ability to act in the marketplace. There is a reason why you are failing right now. There's a reason why your shitty ass strategy yields you 30%. 30% win rate? Bro, what? I would die if I had a 30% win rate. No wonder it's taking you so long to succeed, because you guys are averaging 30 to 50% win rates. Even at a, let's say 50% win rate, 50% win rate is doable, right? Like at a 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio, 50%, okay, that's fine. But I'm telling you here now, there is ways in which specifically on the CME markets, you can get up to an 80 to 85% win rate. I was on a 100% win rate for the entire month of January. 100%. I'm going to stop talking about myself. You guys can apply these things into the market, and then you can actively see change. Where are the key internal / external lows, and what time did they form at? Previous day high, previous month high, previous month low, previous day low, right? These are all questions we need to take into account, right? Number 6. What are the specific PD arrays we are seeing at the displace? You guys are not even taking this into account. What are the specific PD arrays we are seeing when we have a market structure shift? Are we seeing an inverse fair value gap? Are we seeing a regular fair value gap? Are we seeing an order block? Are we seeing... And the last and final one. Is there... This will probably be the most sauce that I'll ever drop. Is there displacement at a low or high? This tells us the sequence of events price wants to do for the current session plus next session. So there you go. There's your checklist. This will probably be the most value I ever drop on YouTube. And if you follow just this plan, you can probably become profitable just off this plan. You don't even need to join my Discord. Just off this plan, you could probably yield yourself a 50 to 55, maybe 60% win rate if you're really good. But I'm telling you, The models that I teach in my Discord can yield you an 80 to 85% win rate. I'm not just saying this. If you join the Discord and look at people doing FX replay, specifically on the models I teach, bruv, some of them have had a 100% win rate a month. Some of them have 80, 90% win rates at a 1 to 3, 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio. That's ultimately why they're all seeing immense progression at such an accelerated rate. That is the ultimate reason why. Payouts every day. I saw TJR. TJR is a good guy. I have nothing but love for him. I don't have anything bad to say about him. But he's averaging like 1 to 3 or 5 students getting funded. I'm doing that at like a tenth of the volume. The same numbers. And there's reasoning why. It's because everything is manipulated with certain times of the day, the narrative in which where did we come from, where did we go, what form of manipulation did we have with the draw and liquidity, because there's different sequences of events that happen at specific locations. Did we have a change in state of delivery or a market structure shift? Okay, then we can better our understanding specifically at that area. Where are the key internal/external lows and what time did they form at? What are the specific PD arrays we are seeing at the displacement levels? Are we seeing an inverse fair value gap? Are we seeing a regular fair value gap? What are we seeing? Is there displacement at a lower high? This will tell us the sequence of events price wants to do for the current/next session. This exact checklist is literally and will allow you to read price like no other. I promise you. You follow every single step here. Don't even join my Discord right now. I don't even want you to join my Discord right now. Go apply these 7 steps in the next couple days and see what price does. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow is NFP day, and that's something I teach. I don't trade NFP days. I will be trading tomorrow just to show you that I can even do it on an NFP pre-NFP day. But for my Discord members, I tell them you're not allowed to trade NFP days or pre-NFP days. I meant. But I will literally in the next couple days, Friday NFP day, go apply this. I'll throw in some hints. On NFP, look for manipulation at 9:30. If we do not see manipulation at 9:30, anticipate manip at 9:40 to 10 a.m. This is your little Easter egg. This is the Easter egg for you guys. On NFP, look for manipulation at 9:30, which typically happens. Look for the drawn liquidity to get swept at 9:30. If we do not see the manipulation at 9:30, anticipate the manipulation at 9:40 to 10 a.m. This is the sequence of events for my Discord members. This is the only time sauce I'll ever give you guys. And I'm just telling you guys, there's 10 times more where this came from. 10 times more. 10 times fucking more. To the exact tick, to the exact body closure, to the exact everything. But that's it. Just wanted to leave you guys with some free sauce. Because I love every single one of you guys. No matter how much you hate on me, no matter all the shit you talk, this guy can't do this, this guy can't do that. Go apply my checklist. Shut up for once in your life. Stop shit talking because you're broke. Why are you hating on someone that makes 10, 20, 30 times the amount of money you make? And instead, apply his teachings and maybe, for once in your life, you'll actually get some traction and start moving better and more efficiently. That's for all my haters. For all you normal people, I love you guys. I'll continue posting free education for you guys. Because I know how it feels. I know exactly how it feels. I know that feeling of what the fuck am I doing? I don't know anything. What am I doing? I'm completely lost. I know the exact feeling that you guys are facing right now. I've been there. I've done that. And I'm telling you guys, there is true keenness to this. There is true truth behind all of this. There's reasoning behind every single movement that happens in the marketplace. Nothing is random. To the exact tick, to the exact dollar, to the exact everything, to the exact time, to the exact everything. Ultimate extreme accuracy presents itself in the marketplace Monday through Friday, every single trading day of the year. And there's key characteristics in which you can learn to be able to spot exactly what price does, why it does it, to the exact tick, to the exact dollar, everything. There's reasoning behind everything. And I know the exact frustration you guys are feeling right now. I've been there, And I'm telling you, after 7 years of market experience, I finally cracked everything. I finally got a good gauge on exactly what price does, why it does it, what time it does it, everything. And that only comes with time of the day, and also time in your life, dedicating your life to this shit. There's a reason why I've seen monumental success. It's because I started trading when I was 12 years old. I am now 19. And through those years of consistently losing and feeling lost, I know exactly what you guys are feeling. If I can just get that payout so I can quit my job. I know the exact feeling. You guys face every single day, constantly thinking about that payout. Constantly thinking, is this shit even worth it? Constantly thinking, is this even gonna work? Constantly thinking, am I gonna need to go back to college? Constantly thinking, were my parents right? Is this shit really gambling? It is not. It is gambling, but it's like gambling and knowing what the dealer has every single time. Once you apply yourself, it's like gambling, but knowing every single player's hand at the poker table. That's to the extent of accuracy you can truly present in the marketplace Monday through Friday, every single day of the year. And I will sit here and boast about this because I went through the pain and tribulations of trying to find the success necessary to be able to conquer this and this industry. And I'm telling you, all of these random guru furus who trade support and resistance, this and that and that, that is ultimately why you don't see successes, because you're consuming content and information from people who have a flashy car and flex their car. That's what gets the clicks and the views. And that's ultimately the reason why you're failing right now. Just because someone has a nice car does not mean they are credible in the skill that they teach. Majority of the times, they don't even act on the skill that they teach. You are getting marketed on. And what I'm telling you here is keep going hard, no matter how you feel, no matter what is going through your life every single day. Continue going hard and go 10x harder than you currently are. Because if you really want it, I promise you it is there. And it will. You can grab it by the fucking throat if you truly wanted to. The problem is you're so weak-minded. You're scared. You have no confidence. You constantly doubt yourself every single day. And on top of that, you have a shitty strategy that yields you no accuracy. That is currently and constantly why you are failing every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, and figuring out, was this shit even worth it? Did I just waste the last year, 2, 3, 4 years of my life? I promise you, you didn't waste your time. The only thing and the only reason why you are failing now is because of the fact of the lack of information that you have to be able to put yourself in the best vehicle possible in order to succeed. That is the ultimate reason why you are failing right now. I am telling you guys here now, publicly, there is so much accuracy to the markets. To this extent of knowing the exact tick, the exact dollar, the exact body, the exact wick, the reason why price does what, without even trading it. I can read price actively 24 hours, 7 days a week, or 5 days a week. And the whole reason that is because everything is algorithmically ran. There's reasoning and meaning behind everything. Stop consuming content and information from loser dorks who don't even trade, have never shown you a payout, have never shown you anything. You guys can go to my early videos. I don't trade fundeds anymore because I don't like trading them. I trade a live Trade account. I don't like rules and restrictions around me. I like live, everything live. I've posted payouts many times before though. I probably have like 10 videos, just live payouts, live withdrawals. Go to my early videos. Go watch all of them for yourself. I show you full truth and transparency. It hitting my bank account, me requesting the withdrawal, me getting the withdrawal, all of that good stuff. There's no faking any of this shit. The amount of accuracy that truly presents itself every single day, Monday through Fridays, 5 days a week. It's there. You just have to seek it. You have to seek the knowledge. You have to actually want something better for yourself. And I promise you, my friend, if you truly want better for yourself, you can get it. Very fast. My life changed so fast. Once this shit all clicked, I went from Best Buy, bus boy, I went from everything. About to go buy a $100,000 car. Everything, speed, change. Random watches, random trips, everything. So my life is amazing. And I'm now mentoring 550 people and teaching them exactly how to do it. And they're all constantly winning. There's a reason why I'm 5-star rated on WAP. It's because I have a 0% unsuccessful rate of return. And I'm telling you here now, seek external knowledge, whether that be from me, whether that be from any other person that is actually credible. Seek knowledge based on time of the day. Time tells all. Time, then price. And that is the last thing I'll leave you guys off with. I love you guys so much. If you guys need anything from me, contact me on any social media. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Remember, try not to trade Thursday. Come back Friday with a strong mind. I love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your night.